We've got Nielsen, Shiqianbao, Ming, Wei, and Yuan.
Today we are here to give a presentation on internal audit. Internal audit is a dynamic profession involved in helping companies achieve their objectives. It is concerned with evaluating and improving the effectiveness, risk management, and control and governance process in an organization. In the course of the role, internal auditors may work across all areas of the company. Refer to the Sheridan AV. They would like to perform a company with sustainable growth. It would play an important role that having process of internal auditing. Internal audits may work to review the accounts and operations, and then identify how well the risks are managed, including whether the right process are in place and whether agreed procedures are being adhered to. Refer to the company, we are gonna mainly talk about the potential risk regarding the liquidity from accounts, the relationship between employees, and promotion and expansion to Spain.
Okay, so now we're going to discuss some of the key risks which we have identified amongst the company. One of these is liquidity. Now, for us auditors, we believe that profitability is a minor concern, as we are more interested in whether you have sufficient cash in funds to pay off your debts in the short term and the company can continue as a going concern. Now, you say sales have gone up by double compared to last year. However, we must take into account that profit is not cash. Increase in revenue does not necessarily mean an increase in cash receipts. Amongst the statements provided, there doesn't seem to be a statement of cash flow. So how are we supposed to know exactly how much cash has gone in or out of the business? In addition, where is the expenses table? How can we specifically identify the purchases, items, equipment you have made or incurred payments on? Furthermore, having analysed the statement of financial position, we can identify that in both periods, your current assets exceed current liabilities. Even without the inventory, you will remain solvent. However, it occurred to us that your cash balance has decreased significantly. Could this possibly be a result of your recent investment in a new warehouse? In addition, having gone through your credit limits, there appears to be 29 trade receivables, totalling up to £796,000. Looking at their bad debt history, it appears to be a concern. I mean, are you guaranteed that they can pay you back? Are you bound to incur more expenses? Are these included or recorded in your statements? Also, what about the provision of £12,750 from Mrs. Munn due to her injury, in addition to the contingent liability of £3,000 from her husband as well?
Now let's move on to the relationship risk. First, the relationship between David and his wife Li-An could be an internal risk. As the employee sheet mentioned, Li-An is the company secretary. When David introduced the bonus scheme, Li-An is one of the employees eligible for the bonus. It is unfair based on her performance, which twice absent from the meetings. Also, as a secretary, she has less ability to direct affect financial performance. Therefore, it may be the personal preference of David, and it led to lose the incentive effect of the bonus scheme. Secondly, the relationship between the account and administration manager Rosie and her employees should be considered as an issue. In total, it could be clearly seen that she is especially appreciated by David, and most of his work is delegated to her. However, there are some employees dissatisfied with her management skill. Nancy is the first one. She was worked in administrative role in accounting and payroll, and she really enjoys this work. However, for some reasons, she was forcibly removed by Rosie to the sales apartment, which place is not suitable for her characters. Therefore, she is considering to put the informal complaint against Rosie for workplace bullying. Also, Olivia, the secretary, has rich experience of payroll, and the present worker, Jay, is difficult to handle this work. So she would like to help, but Rosie did not respond to the requestment. Moreover, Kelly asked to go part-time job because of having children, but Rosie feels Kelly would not be able to complete her work on time, so refused it. As a manager, Rosie should know that the inactive attitudes and the negative emotion could directly affect the in terms of productivity and sale. Above all, the manager should take effective contact with their employees and have clear positioning of each staff which rely on the character and the ability, also combined with the actual situation to find out the suitable job for them in order to prevent from taking on excessive expectation. In addition, the company system cannot be changed because of personal relationships, which would lead to unfair results and lack normative management job system. Therefore, it could make employee contributing more effectively to meet the financial target depends on the good relationship.
As now, the reaction of feedback of promotion campaign was negative. For promotion risk, there is a combination of reasons for why it is delicate. To begin with, from experts in the Entrepreneur magazine, young generation from the age 9 to 27 is elected to be the target group because of their growing environment. However, Emily recruited a footballer in the campaign who is not matched the target group. In addition, the target group is based on one secondary research entirely, so its reliability of resource is inadequate. Therefore, the possibility of failure would be significant. So there is a suggestion it is necessary to investigate how Emily makes decisions, like why choosing a footballer, and the target group should be defined after comprehensive research. Moreover, from the investigation of all campaign posters, there was no advance expressions in each year, which implies they are not able to increase revenue because of unattractiveness. Furthermore, there was no abundant consideration of cost when making campaign decisions. From the feedbacks and conversations of staff, Michael Banks and Joan Pangel are high-paid footballers. According to the research, Sheridan AV is a small business, and their profit after tax of the last year was 107,832. The business would be overdrafted dramatically if the cost was enormous, which will lead to a negative and unavoidable situation, such as the large amount of mortgage. In this case, significant risk to going concern may be proved by low cash or more overdraft, which current ratio than acid test reduced in September 2020. In other words, the campaign does not contribute to the revenue because increased pressures on business liquidity. Therefore, there is an inquiry that if Sheridan AV have certain strategy for avoiding insolvency. So that the suggestion would be all campaigns should be taken when the business can afford it without borrowings.
As Emily Winter suggests, it is an opportunity for Sheridan AV to expand to Spain. She's very confident that the Spanish market will be great with the help of the football star Pedro Fernandez, who will attract young people to buy the market. However, there are several potential concerns that could increase the risk of this expansion. Internally, although the revenue has been doubled, the company is still facing the high leverage due to the obvious decrease in cash, as Nelson explained before. The situation for liquidity is not very positive. So the expansion to Spain will result in considerable expenses in property purchasing, HR, advertising, and transporting, and so on. Although Emily has a promise with the football star, the reliability is not guaranteed as he's not sure. Plus, according to the documents provided, currently none of the company staff has any working experience in Spain or speaks Spanish. And Sheridan AV has no client or suppliers in Spain. The speakers are competitive or not, it is not sure. So discovering a brand new market seems not a good choice for this company. And externally, Sheridan AV is expected to consider Brexit. I think of the foreign currency exchange and tax regulation after Brexit. And are there any experts who are familiar with this area and how to balance the resources distribution of Britain and Spain? Since Sheridan AV is not a very large company, so they always need to concern about this problem. So the expansion to Spain seems not a very good choice for Sheridan AV.
That brings us to the end of the presentation. Referring to the analysis of potential risks, Sheridan AV could ask for advice, therefore prepare well when faced the global economic crisis. Build up a good relationships with employees in order to make employees work more effectively. Reduce promotions that without economic benefits, and avoid irrational expansion. To summarize, internal audit could make the company develop more effective and sustainable.